Fellas, thank you all for tuning in yesterday. Week 1 predictions coming at you real quick. Give a little recap and a little intro to Chad. Weekly, I will dive in to each of the matchups. I will track if I get your games right, if I get your games wrong. I actually had a pretty good year last year, going 42-28 on the season. And you'll see here on the side, which I'll juxtapose it, who I did well on. Me and Sammy exceptionally well. Everyone else 500 on, except for Omar, who I was 4-10 on. Could not get an Omar game right to save my life. So that's last year. You know, it's a good score to beat. We're gonna try and beat it this year, though. We're gonna try and get every game right. Obviously, those are high goals, but we're gonna try it. So let's dive into our first matchup, shall we? First matchup, Omar and Sky. Omar tied for the lowest projected points out of everyone in the league with Sean at 125. Going up against Team of Destiny. Omar, no new team name yet. Still going with It's the Hope That Kills. We'll get into it. We'll get into the matchup as we always do. On Omar's side, CJ Stroud, because again, he forgot to grab a quarterback. James Conner against the Saints. Got Tony Pollard up against Denver's stout run defense. Jamar, Drake, London, Laporta, Ladd McConkey on Friday. Cortland Sutton going up against Tennessee. And then rocking with the Seahawks defense against the 49ers, which is an interesting play. We'll see if he sticks with it. I can see why he's projected for tied lowest in the league. You know what I mean? Am I right? Am I right, fellas? On Sky's side of the matchup, Team of Destiny. And I told you he was going to complain. Didn't matter where I put him in the power rankings. He was going to complain. He found a way. Knew he would. Jaden Daniels against the Giants. Great matchup. Giants are trash. Kamara, they got a little running back head off right there. Alvin Kamara and James Conner going against each other. Jerome Ford. We'll see, right? I mean, it's the Browns. CeeDee Lamb, BTJ, Trey McBride, Calvin Ridley, and another Browns player with Jerry Jeudy. Texans defense against the Rams. These are some interesting defensive plays. I don't really think those are great matchups for the defense, but you know, maybe they know more than me. Who's to say? I already said Omar lost this week 1 matchup like 6 times in the chat. I'm gonna stick by it with the prediction. I couldn't get an Omar game right all last year. Let's go back to basics with Omar losing. Let's go back to basics. I think Sky takes this one, and it's not close. That's the prediction. Matchup 2. Corn Dog, the new certified Ingram fan, versus Tootin' on him, Chad. The more I look at Chad's team, the more I talk myself into seeing the vision. Love the Tyler Warren pick, as I mentioned. Derrick Henry, great player. Josh Jacobs, that's tough that Sean didn't get him, but great player. I'm not high on MHJ, as I said. Terry McLaurin, I like. Pacheco, we'll see. Jameson Williams really started coming on at the end of the year, and then Cardinals D against New Orleans. That's a great play. And I got a little bit of Bo Leaf in me. I'm a little bit of Bo Leaver. I got him in another league. I'm riding with the Chad. On Noto's side, the real certified Ingram fan, Mahomes on Friday, Bijan, Bucky, A.J. Brown on Thursday, which is tomorrow, by the way. NFL kicks off tomorrow. Garrett Wilson, Evan Ingram, Trevion Henderson, Jacoby Myers, and the Lions defense against Green Bay. Noto comes in about a 9-point favorite here. Obviously, I love the Trevion Henderson play. I think Noto's team is better on paper, but I think Chad wants it more. I think he wants it more. I think he gets the newcomer luck. He gets it. I think Chad's coming away with an upset win week 1. Noto just proving that he is a jack merchant, and I think Chad comes away with the upset here. Let's lock it in. Chad taking down Corn Dog. Matchup 3. These guys always play each other, as we all play the same people week 1. But Char and Sean historically has been a very good matchup week 1, with Char always finding some way to squeak it out. Josh Allen Sunday night, CMC, Aaron Jones, Puka, JSN, Mark Andrews, Xavier Worthy, Egbuka, Steelers defense. So Char doesn't really have anyone in the 1 o'clock slate, which is kind of a bummer because I feel like the 1 o'clock slate is the most fun to have people in when you're watching Red Zone, which has commercials now, which sucks, but that's a whole different conversation. But as I said, I really do like Char's team. and I'm not as high on Sean's team. No disrespect to the troops. Just because I'm not super high on the Dolphins offense as a whole. But from Sean's side, we got Jordan Love. He got paid. That's a rich man right there. Devon Achane, Kyren Williams, Malik Neighbors, Tyreek Hill, Tucker Kraft, Devontae Adams, Breece Hall, and then the Dolphins defense. So Sean's just going all in with Dolphins players. I get the Dolphins play. You're basically guaranteed 2 Daniel Jones interceptions. That's 4 points right off the board right there for the Dolphins defense. So I get it. I see the vision on that part, Sean. I just think Char has a better team. And he does have CMC for this week at least, unless he gets hurt, which honestly you never know with him. But if CMC's playing, that's a lot of points. We'll see if Char ends up putting in Tet McMillan. I don't know who would play him over, but I imagine that he's eventually going to make his way into Char's lineup. I will also say, Char, I don't think I talked about it this much. Your running back room outside of CMC is very weak. I don't know. Aaron Jones is very injury prone too. Caleb Johnson, obviously he's a rookie, but not listed as a starter. Ramondre sucks, obviously, and then you have CMC's handcuffs. So your running back room is pretty weak. I should have knocked you more on that in the power rankings. I stand by putting you at 2, but I feel like I should call that out. I was a little nice to you because it was your birthday yesterday, and I will stick to that trend of being nice to you right now. I do have you winning this game. Yeah, I think we'll start off 1-0. Sean falls to 0-1. I feel like that's normally how the season starts, but maybe this one's a little less flashy, a little less high scoring. Final matchup, me and Sammy. I was trying to do some digging on Sammy's team. We've played each other to start off the season every season for 4 years. I don't think he's won any of the opening matchups. I'm obviously hoping that stays the same this year. I've also discovered he has 0 playoff wins, 0 top 5 finishes, 0 top 3 finishes, 0 championships won, obviously, if he doesn't have the stuff that predates that. So, Sammy, I really want you to at least get a playoff win this year. I'd love for you to be in the mix of things. I'll say that before I get into our matchup, but you got to step up your game, brother. Let's lock in. All right. So I did say that I do like Sammy's team. I'll go through it like I have with everyone else. Lamar, Gibbs, Hampton, Nico Collins, DK, Kincaid, Kenneth Walker, Devontae Smith, Commanders D. So only one player in the opening night game for Sammy, Devontae, but you know he can break the top off real quick. He's a real good receiver. Obviously, I changed my name to Masturbator Commish. Thank you, Sky, and your tirade, calling me a tyrant, complaining about me. I thought that was pretty good. So I will acknowledge that, and I'll keep that my title until it's time to get under Omar's skin, in which case I will change my name back to something that will annoy Omar. But I come in as a 10-point favorite. I'm projected for 139. I could be projected for more if I subbed in Juwan Jennings, but I think I'm leaning toward David Montgomery. Give me the safer floor. I got Baker, Chase Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, Zay Flower, George Kittle, Justin Jefferson on Monday night, and then the Broncos defense against the Titans. I'm pretty pumped about that defensive play, I'll be honest. Obviously, my team, I'm high on my team. A little worried about Mike Evans' injury, just because he's 32, he's getting old. Jonathan Taylor's got to stay healthy too. You know, he's great when he's on the field, but I feel like he isn't always on the field. I don't have anyone playing in the opening night game, which is kind of a bummer. I'll just be rooting against Devontae Smith, but go Birds. I have beat Sammy every year that we started off this season. You almost got to root for Sammy here because you want him to start off with the win, but I'm a 10-point favorite. I will be picking myself, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, Jared, you ranked yourself number 1. You picked yourself as the winner already in week 1. Don't let me win. You gotta stop me from winning. I'll stop picking myself. That's what I say back to that. Thank you all for watching, as always. Lovely talking to the void. Lovely seeing the chat fire off reactions. This time tomorrow, we'll be gearing up for some football, and I'll be playing Hollow Knight Silksong all day outside of work. So it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a great day. Let's have a season, fellas.